Swan, and welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show with so many lies you wouldn't believe it. Let's meet our players as we welcome team captain Charlie Pickering. Alongside Charlie, all limbered up and ready to go, it's Nath Balvo. And joining Charlie, comedian Def Tisdall. And the captain of our second team, it's comedian Frank Woodley. On Frank's team tonight is a singer and winner of UK Celebrity Big Brother. Please welcome Courtney Act. Finally, here tonight with his own smelly bag of BS, it's Peter Hellier. So, how do we play? Our teams will take turns reading stories. It's up to the opposing team to determine whether the story is true or a lie. To round one, Home Truths, where panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things even more difficult, they've never seen the card before. They've got no idea what they'll be faced with. Nath Balvo, you're first.
Why do I have to go first? I'm really bad at lying.
What have you got?
This is a Peter Hellier nude. Can I have another card?
Can I have that back?
OK. I became unrecognisable to my friends after performing an illegal medical procedure on myself.
Where are you going to start?
So, where on your body did the medical procedure take place?
All over.
Oh.
Was it a cosmetic thing, or was it like an emergency where you had to kind of save yourself?
It was an emergency in the sense that I wanted to look hotter.
Take us through the disfigurement, or why were you so unrecognisable? What?
Do you remember years ago when tanning beds were legal?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We remember those days.
Yes.
Dark days.
I couldn't afford to go to them, so I found a cheaper way to go brown.
Did you order Melanotan 2 off the internet in Canada and inject it subcutaneously into your stomach? No, it was just me.
It's funny, because that's what I was going to ask.
Yes.
Oh, see? See?
What is that?
It was developed in Adelaide for people who are prone to sunburn, skin cancer and stuff like that. But then vain homosexuals would buy it off the internet and just inject it themselves so they'd get brown.
I did that.
Yeah.
So I did all of that, but it wasn't from Canada. It was from China.
You said that you became unrecognisable.
I think I used too much.
I think you might have.
Were you performing on Hey Hey It's Saturday at the time?
Nath, I've got to ask, did it work? Did you get very, very brown?
Yes. As I said, I used too much, and I went. My skin changed colour so much that a couple of friends didn't recognise me at the pub one night.
Is it possible that they did recognise you but just didn't want to associate
Yes.
Maybe.
So how brown were you?
Do not use a reference.
When you realised that this wasn't an ideal situation, what did you do then?
I stopped.
Nath, was it like you were all good with it until you couldn't get a cab and then you went, I get it?
Yeah.
How many times did you inject? Was it just one injection?
Absolutely not. I'd say like once a week for a couple of months.
So did you experience side effects?
I felt dizzy, but I didn't care because I looked so tanned.
Are you sure there were no other side effects?
I don't remember there being any other side
Did the initials
effects.
ED mean anything?
No, the opposite.
Oh, really?
The opposite.
Sorry, what does ED stand for?
Erectile dysfunction.
Oh, erectile dysfunction, in case you were wondering. All right, Frank's team, what do you think? True or a lie?
The only thing that makes me think it is a lie is that there was no erections involved, because it's a genuine side effect.
You're
Okay,
right.
so the only reason that Courtney believes it's a lie is that...
You didn't have irrepressible erections.
Or possibly he just always has irrepressible erections and there was no difference.
Can you stand up now, Nathan, to show us?
Sorry, it would have been great if you went to stand up and you got hooked
Into the buzzer.
into the buzzer. It's true. So you were going to say true.
I was going to say true, but I bow to Courtney's knowledge in this area.
It did happen to a friend of mine.
We're going to say it's true.
Locking in true. Nate Valvo, is that story true or a lie?
Should I use my finger to press?
Yes, you should.
And to the Channel 10 editors, please keep in all that stuff about me having a big...
Did anyone say big? We just said erection. We didn't specify size.
Edit that bit out! That story is true.
Wow! It is true. Courtney, it's your time to shine.
I have a complicated relationship with my sewing machine that I call Mitch. It criticises me whilst we work.
Why is it called Mitch?
It's a bit embarrassing. I had an ex-boyfriend called Mitch, and he used to criticise me a lot about the things that I would make, and so then I called the sewing machine Mitch after him because he was a bitch.
So it only got the name after it started criticising?
Yes, that's because I was like name association, word association, Mitch.
And so before that, it was
just
nameless?
Benina.
Yeah.
It's written on it, and I scratched it out and wrote Mitch.
Yeah, nice.
But how long does it take to make a costume?
Well, I made this, and I don't know, it took... Thank you. Got the fabric from Lynn Craft, popped home, sewed up the bobbin, wound up the bobbin. But the seams of it are like, you would think that they would get tangled with these little flowers on it. Oh, I should have cut that off, shouldn't I? Oh.
Yeah, I'm starting to side with Mitch.
Yes.
Oh, no, I forgot. Reminds me of ex-boyfriend Mitch. It takes like a few hours a night, like while you're watching Would I Lie to You, you get out Mitch and you just, you know, gently sew away, and probably, I don't know, maybe about 8 hours.
Do you feel like Mitch has favourite fabrics? Like, is there sometimes where he's like, you are killing it?
Well, Mitch criticises me a lot when I sew sequin, but like a stretch fabric is not too bad. Well, it fits better.
How does Mitch, the sewing machine, criticise you?
Well, by not sewing very well.
Does Mitch have the voice of your ex-boyfriend? Like, what sort of voice does Mitch have?
Yeah, he used to speak like this. He had a terrible stutter.
I just want to be clear, I don't hear inanimate objects literally talking to me. It's more of a jovial relationship I have with my sewing machine.
Do you feel guilty? Like, if you said to somebody, can I borrow your sewing machine instead? Mitch just being an
Cheating
arsehole.
on Mitch.
Yeah, do you feel like you're cheating?
No, but Babes, it's 2022. I'm living a polyamorous life with my sewing machine. Just slutting around different sewing machines all around town.
Polyamorous polyester.
Yeah, and Mitch is fucking the jaffle maker anyway.
You leave Tiffany out of this.
What's your verdict?
What are you feeling about this?
I'm trying to tap into our unspoken queer energy. And it's very much something that we do, which is, you know, hate our ex and name things after them.
Yeah.
I think it could be true.
Okay.
But the major flaw in the story is a gay guy called Mitch.
What's your verdict, guys?
You two want it. But I feel that because you sew, you were just way into that story too soon. You were like, oh, yeah, sewing machines are great, I'm in.
I've never sewed in my life, darling.
So why were you talking with such familiarity about sewing machines? Did you date a sewing machine?
I did. Look, I just dated Mitch.
Let the record show I don't believe it, but I'm going to yield to the both of you. And if this doesn't work out, I've got it from here, OK?
So we're locking
we're going
in
to say
true.
that it's true.
All right. Courtney Act. Is this story true or a lie?
It is a lie.
Oh, you cheeky squirrel.
I possess absolutely no sewing skills whatsoever. Like, when I said thread and bobbin, and I was sweating.
It is a lie. Thankfully, that nasty Mitch is just make-believe.
Coming up, what has our panel speaking in tongues?
Yeah, Umpenschnuck.
Umpenschnuck.
Umkenschnuck.
Oh,
And we're back, Charlie. Your time has come, my friend.
I compulsively enter competitions that require 25 words or less.
Oh, Frank's team.
have you won prizes?
Yeah, along the way, because I've been doing this for probably 25, 30 years.
Or less?
Or less.
How many of these competitions do you think you've been in?
Impossible to count. The first thing I ever won was a remote control car.
Oh, that's good.
And I remember at the time, I was so excited when I won it because it was the same remote control car that they used to have on Cartoon Connection. But these remote control cars were like $400. I could never afford one.
Yeah.
And I won, and it was the most exciting day. It was incredible. And my mum always had this motto, which was, you got to be in it to win it. But she didn't invent that. I'm sure others have used that motto.
It's funny because my mum had a motto which was, don't be in it, it's not going to work out well.
What was your most recent competition that you've entered?
Well, the most recent one I entered, see, this is, I've sort of handed the torch on to my son, who's 8, and we entered a competition which was in a Bluey magazine, and we did a 25 words or less, so he could win the full Bluey family, the stuffed toys.
What was the best one? Like, the one that you got to that 25th word and thought, that's perfect. Like, this may be the greatest thing I've ever done.
I did one as a joke once. It was unsuccessful, but there was a cruise available, and I said, please give me this prize of this cruise. I've always wanted to have diarrhea on the high seas.
Hey, Charlie, what sort of strike rate have you got? Like, obviously...
Diarrhea on the high seas.
No.
Yeah.
What's your strike rate?
Oh, very poor. Very
Ah.
poor. I've maybe won one thing every year and a half to 2 years.
Tell me your top 3 places for finding 25 words or less competitions to enter.
OK Magazine, Take 5 Magazine.
That's life.
And back alleys.
Yeah.
It's gone underground these days.
Charlie's team, where are we? I mean...
I think it's true.
Frank's team?
I think it's true.
Press your buzzer. Press your buzzer.
Yeah.
I think this is a well-tailored lie for Charlie Pickering.
I agree.
But I think it's a lie.
I think so, too.
Right, OK. So we think that it's a lie.
Yep.
Charlie Pickering, is that story true or a lie?
Well, joke's on you. And me. That story is a lie. Yeah.
It is, of course, a lie. Charlie's too busy winning at life to slum it as a prize pig, am I right? Frank, it's over to you.
For my first ever paid public performance, I was asked to take off my clothes.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
See, in our world, that's weird. But in clowning world, that would win you an award.
What? Let me make it clear, I like to consider myself clown adjacent.
So tell me, OK, your first paid gig, where was the
Hang
gig?
on, but also in the clowning world, it's normal to get naked.
From the shows I've seen, yes. You know, you've got the one with the balloons and they pop and they keep getting popped till there's nothing.
burlesque.
Like, what gig wants Frank nude?
All of them.
Life modelling.
So how old were you at the time?
I think I was 17.
That's very different. That's not a paid gig.
Yes, it is. You get paid for live modelling,
I
nude
know,
modelling.
but it is very... The idea that that is a performance, it is very misleading. That is a beautiful job that I want to do one day.
You haven't heard how I live modelled yet. Maybe I put a bit of pizzazz into it.
So when you say...
It's like, stand still, I'm trying to draw.
Stand still, I'm going to have to rub one out.
He's very good.
Talk us through how the mechanics of the class work. Is everyone surrounding you in 360? Are you...
Yeah, there was only about 8 people there. I think probably 6 of them were middle-aged women, and then there was 2 middle-aged chaps there.
Did you get to see the drawings at the end of it?
I did, and I have to admit, I was really quite pleased.
Flattered?
I was flattered. I was a really very, very skinny person. Like, I was so skinny, if you hugged me, you could get a cut, you know? But they made me kind of a little more manly. I was quite happy.
Can you please show us the pose?
Well, see, this is the mistake I made. Like, the first pose I went for, because I thought I want it to be really interesting for them to... So I think the first pose I went for was something like that. And then I discovered that I had to hold it for, like, 10 minutes. So my second pose was...
Frank, just to help them out, can you do it again, but nude?
I was only 17, and so I really thought that the class would pretty much be a group of people just going...
Frank, with respect, when I was 17, I worked at Baker's Delight. Did you ever think of maybe doing that as a little nice
I
little
did
learner?
that nude as well.
What do you think, guys?
Oh, man,
See, my thing is, OK, one, it's a very believable story. And I kind of believe him, but then I kind of don't. Because...
I see you're acquainted with the show, then.
Stop clapping. No, as in, like, I just don't think that that was his first. I feel like he's done it before. I don't think he did it at 17. I don't like that aspect of it.
Yeah, I find, like, when you were 17... Actually, don't.
Don't answer that.
No.
I find it hard to believe that there's 8 people out there that have a drawing of Frank's penis somewhere in the garage.
Call me crazy, but I think you're going to lock in a lie.
Yeah, I mean, I want it to be true, but
Same.
we believe it to be a lie.
Frank Woodley, is that story true or a lie?
That story is true.
Very quickly, hang on. Very quickly. Where's my camera? This one? If you are one of the 8 Australians with a drawing of Frank Woodley's penis, send it to Channel 10. What's your email address?
It is true. For one time only, Frank went the full Woodley. Stick around, won't you, for more Would I Lie to You? Welcome back. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Charlie's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Frank's team to spot who's telling the truth. All clear?
Good luck!
So please, without further ado, welcome this week's special guest, Christina. Nate Balvo, who is Christina to you?
Christina and I met in a very weird way. We were once actually in an ill-fated flash mob.
Steph, who is Christina to you?
This is Christina. Together we have composed over 100 songs with titles including Millipedes, Cheese and Oil Spill Kids.
OK, and Charlie, what is Christina's connection to you?
This is Christina. She's my personal trainer, but she dropped me as a client for being too chatty.
All right, so there we have it. Is Christina Nath's ill-fated flash mobber, Steph's songwriting soulmate, or Charlie's impatient PT? Frank's team, let's start with Charlie.
How long ago, Charlie?
About 18 months ago.
So she
During
almost...
during lockdown, was it?
No, it was between pandemic, like during...
Charlie broke lockdown, Charlie broke lockdown. Bring him in. Bring him in.
No, during the first lockdown, I was really unfit, didn't exercise enough at all. But Christina, we had about 6 sessions together and then we stopped. And that was the thing. We were talking so much, I wasn't working out much at all. And Christina's a professional and she was like, do you know what? We're not actually doing enough working out.
What were you chatting about?
The Bachelor. So the thing is, Christina loves The Bachelor and I'm a massive fan of The Bachelor as well.
Oh.
Name 3 American bachelors.
Chad, Tom, and...
Andrew.
No. What?
I'm giving you names.
Yeah, I know their names.
Nath is coaching Charlie.
Wouldn't she have just said to you, hey, Charlie, a little less of the chatting, and then you just disregarded that?
Yeah, pretty much, because I wasn't that fit and I was kind of procrastinating in the workout.
So Christina asked you to stop chatting and actually work harder. You ignored that. Is that because she's a woman, or is that because do you have... Why did you not listen?
Also, were you talking so much because you were so deeply lonely?
That got dark.
I'm married with children. I dream of being alone.
Have you found another personal trainer, maybe who's a man, who you listen to?
We got him. We got him.
Yeah.
We got him.
Yeah,
It's on the ropes.
I'm not sure you understand the point of the game. What we do is we go into the studio, regardless of what happens, we try to destroy your reputation.
All right, I reckon move on to Nath.
Just tell us what a flash mob is, for those people who don't know.
A flash mob is when a group of people start doing a perfectly in-time dance in public and everyone else in the area doesn't know that it was about to start. And you film it and you go viral, blah, blah, blah.
Can you also tell us what an emoji is? we're just catching up.
What happened?
8 or 9 years ago, I was on the street team of a radio station, drive the cars around and give out cans of Coke. And one day at Fed Square, the competition was for someone to do a flash mob, to try and get strangers to do the flash mob with them. And if they got the best one, it was like a trip to Fiji or somewhere like that. And Christina did that, but on the day it went a bit wrong and people thought she was like a crazy person on drugs because she was running around trying to get people to do the flash mob, and the police were called.
Because isn't the whole point of a flash mob that it's a mob? Whereas if you're like a flash Uno, like it's not really the... So wouldn't there have been a group of people doing her dance moves with her?
That was the point of the competition. She had to get strangers to join in the flash mob.
Oh, I see.
You would have had like a hype spiel that they used to do. You had like when they crossed you on air. Yeah, sorry, I don't believe you. So
strap in, everyone. Hey guys, this is Casanova Nath Valvo. We're down here at Fed Square. The first 15 people down here walk away with a free can of Coke. See you soon.
It's pretty good.
wow, story checks out.
Can of Coke's a bit shit.
I strapped myself in for that. I didn't think it was worth it, to be honest.
So you said that people thought that she was a crazy person and she was arrested?
She wasn't arrested, but the police did arrive to try and work out what was going on, because we assume that one of the restaurant owners or someone at Fed Square was annoyed.
And did she bail out at that point, or did you...
We had to cancel. We had to stop. The police arrived.
I thought she might have gotten the police doing the thing and then she would have won like 3 cans of Coke or something.
Let's move on to Steph. Remind us again who Christina is to you, Steph.
We have written songs. Songs together. With some wacky names.
Like?
Oil Spill Kids, Cheese and Millipedes.
Real
Is
chart
that
toppers.
one song or is that 3 songs?
That's 3 separate songs,
Okay, cool.
obviously. No, what we do is we just egg each other on to improvise songs.
Did you have a name for the outfit, the two of you together, like a band name, like a?
It's Keeny Step Bop.
Wow,
I'm sorry, say that again.
Keeny Step Bop.
It's the pause before bop that makes it truly believable.
How do you know Christina?
We went to high school together.
Okay.
Just give us a quick refrain from Millipedes.
Millipedes have milli needs. They have little milli needs. Millipedes have little milli needs. They're from the Antipodes. We're very good. Cheese was about fighting over cheese. We fought over cheese. That was the chorus.
The chorus was, we fought over cheese.
Literally, yeah.
So did you really fight over cheese?
Guys, we fought over cheese so much.
What happened when you fought over cheese?
No, what I want to know is, what sort of cheese?
All righty, we do need an answer. Frank's team, is Christina Nath's ill-fated flash mobber, Steph's songwriting soulmate, or Charlie's impatient PT?
I think it's either Charlie or Steph.
I think Charlie's telling the truth. That Christina is his former PT.
Really? I didn't think that was true at all. I didn't think... But I think that the flash mob, that feels very commercial radio to me as well. So, I'm finding
What incredible web the three of us have woven.
Yes.
I think I'm going to make a captain's call, and I think we're going to go with Steph.
With Steph? All right. Christina, please reveal your true identity.
I'm Christina, and together Steph and I created over 100 songs, including Cheese, Millipedes and Old School Kids.
How wonderful. It's true. Thank you very much, Christina.
Thank you.
Together. Stick around for more Would I Lie to You? This is Would I Lie to You with Steph. It's your time to shine.
Okay. In my family, instead of using the word swim, we say umpenschnuck.
Yeah, umpenschnuck.
Umpenschnuck.
Do you need any further kind of discussion about the pronunciation of the word, or are you... Umpenschnuck.
Umkenschnuck.
Umkenschnuck. Oh, that changes everything.
Yeah, is this a word that is used in any other place other than your family?
Absolutely not. Have you ever heard it?
No.
No. So what's another example of something that is very unique to your family?
Honestly, we could be here forever. I don't... Okay. Do you know from the Muppets Super Grover?
Oh,
Yes.
So when he introduces himself, he goes, Super Grover, and there's quite a long gap between soup and Pagrover. And in my family, we have competitions to see who can go the longest without saying Pagrover. My brother has not said Pagrover in over 15 years. We just take everything too far. So it just started as like soup, Pagrover, and then it was like soup, and then end of the dinner, Pagrover, and then my brother was just like soup, and he's like, it'll be the last thing I say on my deathbed. There's a lot of things that are very specific to my family, but umkenschnuck is our only new word.
I want to know what is the origin of Umkenschnuck?
Yeah.
We had a pool in the backyard.
Look out.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Thank you. And basically, for safety or something, we had to tell our parents whenever we were going for a swim. And we got sick of going, Mum and Dad, can we go for a swim? And so we all invented the word where we would just go, Mum and Dad, when we yell umkenschnuck, you know that we're going for a swim and therefore can check on us later.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Could I be adopted by your family?
Absolutely.
How often would you unconstruct?
Like every fucking day. I'm from Brisbane, it's hot. We used to play, we had this game called Loch Ness Monster, which was just basically, the pool was green because Dad didn't clean it. And we would just have to swim to the other side without... Yeah, we did a lot of weird things. We're a very strange family. I don't know why I told them so many things.
I've got this image of like this green water, and then suddenly you just see like a little bit of movement.
Yeah.
And then a face pops up and goes, Pagrover!
that is what being at the Tisdale family is like.
Steph,
Well, welcome.
Have you explained this to a new generation of Tisdales? Like, are there little ones that are saying schnook now?
No, there aren't, actually.
It can't die with you, Steph.
I'm probably going to call my brother as soon as it's over and go, I need to speak to my niece and nephews. But they don't have a pool. Poor. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding.
Steph, I've also got to ask, like, where swimming seems a lot easier to say than where schnook.
We don't say we're schnooking. We say schnook, which means we're swimming.
It's almost like, it almost encapsulates, hey, Mum, hey, Dad, we're going for a swim.
We
all
love
in
you.
one
We're
term.
grateful for everything you do for us. Please make sure that we don't drown.
Maybe clean the pool occasionally down.
Yeah. That's what schnook means.
Do you remember who came up with the word?
I think... No, I don't, actually. It was quite collaborative. I'm the youngest.
Quite collaborative. I'm going to go,
What do you think?
You've got so many things running through your mind. You're just schnooking with thoughts that are competing in your mind.
Part of me, I think it's true, but I'm going to feel really silly if it's a lie.
Well, heaven forbid you should become a comedian and feel silly. So let's try to avoid that at all costs.
Courtney, you look unsure.
No, I mean, schnook, it sounds sort of... does it sound like a word that kids would make up? I think it does. It sort of sounds German as well.
Yeah. Do you have any German in your family?
Lots.
No, so there's not...
And you can look at me, you know the answer. Very German looking, so...
It'd be so good, like right now in Austria, there's this little town called Schnook. And whenever they go for a swim, they call it a Tisdale. It's amazing.
I think it's true.
I'm happy to go true.
All right, we're locking in true.
We're saying true.
All right, Steph, is that story true or a lie?
It's true. Every single thing that I just told is totally true.
It's true. That was fun, not knowing whether Steph would sink or schnook. See you soon for more Would I Lie to You?
Watch celebs bamboozle each other in the hilarious new season of Would I Lie to You, with full episodes on 10play.
It's time to ramp up the pace and play quickfire lies. These guests have no idea what they're about to read on the card in front of them. It could be a true tale from their life or a tall tale we just made up. Peter Hellier, you're next.
Ooh. Okay. I haven't returned to my children's school since I humiliated myself hosting a fundraiser.
True. So what went so horrendously wrong?
So it was a comedy night.
And it wasn't funny.
It's and I booked Frank. As I get older, my bladder's not... It's not as sturdy as it used to be. And I'd had a few drinks and I took to the stage and there was an auction which I didn't know I was going to be doing. And so I thought I was going to introduce the auctioneer, get off, have a wee. And I had to stay around to do the auction.
How long did the auction go for?
Well, too long. Officially too long, Frank. It went for about half an hour. I usually wear a darker jean, to be honest, and that made it worse.
Do you wear a darker jean because you often piss yourself?
Perhaps psychologically, yes.
How far into the auction did you know you were in trouble?
Well, it happened at about the 17 to 18 minute mark. I realised that when I got back to the stage, and I was kind of hoping that it wasn't as bad. I didn't want to even look down. Like when you've done, I thought maybe it's just undie and it hasn't gone through.
Yeah.
Gone through the undies, and maybe it hasn't made the jean.
You wear plastic undies, do you?
Was it a little squirt or was it a full release?
It was a potato patch.
Yes.
It's like somebody had a wet tennis ball and threw it into my... Yeah.
See, what I do, if I'm feeling that, I just tie a knot in it and then until later.
And to be honest, what I did, I just kind of like... Well, I went like this. I kind of went... Just...
Yeah.
Hold on, no.
Which isn't a great deal better, is it?
Charlie, what do you think?
Well, I
And
think it's
gang?
shameful.
Yes.
I think it's definitely embarrassing.
It's shameful and embarrassing, but is it true or a lie?
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
No, I don't. I reckon he needed to go and didn't.
How about you?
I'm doubtful because I have done this gig before and it's an insane evening. These are tired parents on the white wines at 5 p.m. Like, it's chaos in that school hall.
So are you saying, so just everybody's just weeing themselves?
Dude, I piss everywhere, so, but Pete's a professional.
I'll go with my teammates.
Yeah.
We are going to say that is a lie.
Peter Hellier, is this true or is it a lie?
It is... a lie.
Yes!
It is, of course, a lie, but what a pisser. Courtney, you're on.
I was held hostage by the worst dance routine I ever saw.
Sorry, how do you get held hostage by a dance?
Well, there was a sword involved.
Where were you when this happened?
I was in Brisbane.
Narrow it down to a place.
It was in the person's home. I was working as a door-to-door salesperson for a cable television company. So I knocked on the front door and a lady answered and I was sort of giving her the spiel about the different packages that you could get. And she was a little theatrical and enthusiastic, and halfway sort of like through the process she was like, oh, I've got this sword, want to see it? And pulled out the sword, and it was sort of like it was a dance because
Oh my God, be careful.
she was like this and I was sort of like
Oh my God, I'm so nervous of the
trying
shoes.
not to get stabbed by the sword, and she wouldn't let me leave the house, and I was quite in fear of my life.
I just want to get a little bit of a picture of the person with the sword.
She was a shorter woman who had short coloured hair, and she was a little sort of like on the edge, and pulled the sword like off the shelf and pulled it out and was sort of brandishing it at me.
What sort of sword was it? Not a samurai sword, it was
It was a samurai sword, actually.
I wish I hadn't said that. It feels...
Charlie's team, what do you think?
I've been in situations like that, and I always go, if I'm nice, it's safer. And I feel like a woman who was a bit unhinged would be like, watch me dance! I'm just into it.
So
I'm
you think
going
it's true because you can imagine that happening to you?
Literally, yes.
So you think it's possible?
It's plausible because that is my everyday. Yes.
Okay. Now, how about you, Nath? Is that your everyday?
No, but I'm leaning towards true because I have a couple of aunties with short coloured hair and that wouldn't surprise me if they had a sword.
The sword, I don't buy.
Okay.
So are you going against your team, Charlie?
All right, I'm going to say that is a lie.
OK, Courtney Act, is that true or a lie?
It is true.
She got you a good one. It is true, I've heard of cutting a rug, but that is ridiculous. Stick around for more Would I Lie to You? Next round is Could It Be, where our teams are given a general statement that has nothing to do with them and they must decide whether it's lies or legit. Frank's team, over to you. Here's your statement. Wimbledon umpires are given a list of swear words in different languages. True or a lie?
There'd be a lot of languages to get your head across. Never seen a tennis player have a tantrum and the ref go...
And also, in Brazilian, this also is like, you're an asshole. So that'd be confusing. If the umpire made a call and a Brazilian player went, like, is that worthy of getting a fine?
In Bolivia, this means your balls are bigger than your brain. So when in traffic, like if somebody makes, they go, hey!
That means your balls are bigger than your brain.
Yeah, like...
Which is either insulting to your brain or complimentary to your balls.
Who wants big balls? Is that a thing? Are men like, oh, my dick's small, but man, I got some big balls!
I'm sure some men are saying that, yes.
You know, I finally realised what the problem is. I always thought my dick was small, but it's just I've got massive balls. I'm going to look at it like that from now on.
It's like Frank sitting on a space hopper down here, seriously.
Oh, all right. I'm going to need an answer, true or a lie.
OK, you think?
Lie. I feel like it's the intent. And you know, even if it was the wrong language that someone was yelling at you aggressively, it would be more about the intent.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it's true, but I'm going to go lie.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say to you guys is... we're going with that it's a lie.
Oh, that takes some...
Bounce on your balls twice if you think it's true. It is, in fact, true.
I knew it.
Yeah, Wimbledon umpires are cussing connoisseurs. There you go. Charlie's team, your turn.
Yeah.
The statement is Queen Elizabeth II was the first monarch to request fairy bread at a state dinner.
Fairy bread is very Australian.
Oh, yeah.
It's
How
not even...
many people do they have at those state dinners? Are there hundreds and thousands?
You are an absolute... Frank, you are the best.
So the Queen requesting fairy bread at a state function.
I just
Yeah,
think that
state
this is
dinner.
bullshit.
At a state dinner.
But in all, I can see the Queen wanting to impress Australia and see that, you know, I get you guys, even though I'm useless.
Kind of in my head, I just love to see her bored at a dinner just going, who do you have to fuck to get some fairy bread?
I just think that it's crap.
Yeah, but also, have you had British food? It's almost a step up.
I am actually, Nath, I don't know if you know this, but I've been forced to have British food by your people. No, I'm kidding.
Hang on.
It sounds like you're erring on the side of a lie.
I'm leaning towards lie, but Nath's leaning towards true.
I'm leaning towards true.
Captain's call.
Captain's call is that it is a lie.
It is actually a lie.
Yes.
You are absolutely spot on.
I was wrong.
We all know Her Madge, may she rest in peace, was a Chico roll gal.
Yeah, she was one of the Chico Roll girls. Do you remember the photo of her on a Harley Davidson going, get some of that?
Yeah.
It was actually those posters that led me to discover that I could get an erection. I think I got my first erection on a Friday night with the family getting fish and chips.
Oh, that noise signals. That noise signals it's the end of the show. Boo! I can reveal, though, tonight's winner is Frank's team.
Oh.
Congratulations, you lot. That's it for Would I Lie to You. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, speak truth from the heart and lies through your teeth. Good night.